Hi guys, in this video we are going to read the summary of Your Second Life Begins When You Realize You Only Have One by Rafael Giordano. It is really a self-help fiction book. This book is a story of a Parisian woman named Camille who changes her life with the help of Claude, a routinologist. Let's start with chapter 1. Camille's accident in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly, Camille is involved in an accident. Luckily, she is uninjured. She sets off for help and come across a big house. She rings the bell, after which she finds herself in a handsome garden. In the first chapter, we find Camille's emotions, which are annoyance, frustration, anxiety, relief, and curiosity. Next, chapter 2, the fateful encounter between Camille and Claude. In that big house, she meets with Claude and his wife. Camille calls her husband, but her husband appears to be annoyed by the inconvenience and concerned about the cost, due to which Camille is angry and starts crying. Claude asks her if she is fine, and Camille lets out all the frustration, the anger, everything. Chapter 3, The Revelation. After listening to her, Claude explains that she is suffering from a kind of acute retinitis. Acute retinitis is a sickness of the soul that affects more and more people in the world, especially in the West. Symptoms are like lack of motivation, chronic dissatisfaction, feeling you have lost your bearings and everything meaningful in life, finding it hard to feel happy even though you have more than enough material goods, disenchantment, world weariness. The capacity for being happy has to be worked on, built up day by day. All you have to do is to take a good look at your system of values and re educate the way you look at life and what's going on around you. The Claude gave, gives Camille his calling card as the repair truck arrives. Chapter 4, Questioning. She is trying to set up boundaries for her son after being too permissive, and this is affecting their previously good relationship. The couple is into dull routine. Her passion of their early days has given way to friendship and tenderness. Chapter 5, Camille's first step toward change. Claude gives her first exercise to Camille to write down in black and white everything she would like to change in her life, from the most trivial things to the most important ones. Camille agrees and makes the list. Chapter 6, Self Fulfillment is Urgent. Camille reflects on her life. Camille reflects on her life. She contacts Claude and tells him that she has finally decided to follow his guidance. Chapter 7, Mission Spring Clean. She has to clean up both inside herself and in her external surroundings. Chapter 8, Vicious Circle versus Virtuous Circle. Camille must write on each sheet one part of her life that she no longer wants. Claude explains her the principle of virtuous circle and the vicious circle. In their next appointment, Claude takes her in a hot air balloon and explains her a technique that allows you to recover the physical and emotional feelings you experienced at a particular happy or sad moment. After that, Claude gives her next exercise to make a list of her qualities, everything she knows how to do well, and the most successful experiences in her life, and to draw a portrait of the Camille she wants to become. Chapter 9, Portrait and Games. Claude to Camille. Today you have to fill your day with humor and cheerfulness. That makes it easier to confront any little obstacles. Pull your tongue in all directions and shout, Wah! mimic great sadness and great joy. Pronounce all your vowels in an exaggerated way. Have fun. Claude also teaches her the game of the imaginary camera to help her change her perception of reality. Chapter 10. The SMART Method. Your objective is S for specific, M for measurable, success would be losing 10 pounds, A for attainable, being achievable, R for realistic, to keep you motivated, and T for timely, set a deadline. Chapter 11. Good practice in action. Make a promise notebook and a positive notebook. That way you can see your progress. Chapter 12. Bad atmosphere at home. The discussion between Camille and her husband turns into a fight and she leaves house in tears. Chapter 13. The dramatic triangle. After listening to Camille, Claude explains her with wet empathy. You take on board the other person's drama, you absorb their negative emotions and end up in bad way yourself. Dry empathy, on the other hand, means you manage to hear and share the problems of those around you, but you don't let yourself get contaminated by their dark thoughts. Chapter 14. Self Confidence and Alignment. You can only be hurt if you are vulnerable. The more confidence you have in who you are, the less other people can hurt you. Once you have rebuilt your self esteem, when you have a life project that properly suits your personality and beliefs, you will no longer be afraid. Your positive attitude will guide you. You will be aligned in harmony with yourself and the world. Chapter 15. Time for yourself. Camille finally finds some time for herself. Chapter 16. Operation Big Love. Claude tells her to write an old-fashioned text message by crossed C Q F M rule. Crossed C is no criticism. Q means quantity, maximum number of idea. F means fantasy. M means multiplication. One idea can lead to another, linking together. Chapter 17. The Smile. Inner Smile. It's a smile directed at yourself, a smile that brings inner peace. Because that smile is like immersing yourself in a bath of love. Not only does the inner smile boost energy, but it also has considerable healing powers. Chapter 18. A New Way to Approach Work. Claude tells Camille to acting as if. Acting as this is the most exciting job in the world. Chapter 19. 4 months of guidance later. Claude looks at Camille's promises notebook and sees that many done boxes have been checked. Chapter 20. The Grumble Jar. Camille involved her son and husband as she gets a swear jar. Every time someone has a negative thought or complaint, they have to put a euro in the jar. Chapter 21. The benefits of breathing. Whenever you stress out, concentrate on your breathing. If you expel all the air in your lungs, that gives them the chance to refill with new air, which will help your body more. Chapter 22. An experience to rekindle the flame. Camille takes Sebastian out to dinner and it brings them closer together. Chapter 23. An unexpected way to relax. Camille meets with Master Wu, a Persian cat, lying on a cushion. She notices that watching the cat has a soothing effect. Chapter 24. The first attempt at a loving relationship. Camille sets up a surprise evening for her husband, but it doesn't go as planned, and her husband is afraid that he won't be good enough for her anymore. Chapter 25. Change in attitude to education and new professional direction. Camille motivates her son to do his homework. She treats it like a game. She no longer wants to stay in her current job and wants to create children clothes. Chapter 26, Contradictory Yet Liberating Feelings. Camille tells her mother about quitting her job and starting her business, but her mother is far from delighted and even tries to dissuade her. Chapter 27, Believe in yourself and follow your own path despite those around you. Claude tells Camille, you have to learn to let your mother be afraid, not to take it on yourself, and to follow your own destiny. Once she sees you flourishing and happy, she will be happy too. Take a good look at the people bringing you down and make sure that don't contaminate you with their negativity. Chapter 28, Progress and Disappointments, the roller coaster of change. After three refusals from banks to refund her project, she is discouraged and talks to Claude. Claude takes her to a concert in church. Once reassured, Camille continues her search for a bank and ends up getting a loan. Chapter 29, Camille starts her business. The opening of the store is planned for 6 months' time and Camille is being kept busy. Chapter 30, Reconciliation with her father. Her father left her mother when she was very young, and she realizes that her father was too young to be a father. He did what he could to help her mother financially. Chapter 31, Serenity and a Date. Claude makes an appointment for Camille and her husband, Sebastian. The couple spend an excellent afternoon and evening together. Chapter 32, Fashion Fairies, a New Start. She gave her business a new name, Fashion Fairies. Chapter 33, Camille's Boutique and Claude's Surprise. Claude gave her a surprise. The designer Jean-Paul Gaultier has agreed to appear. Chapter 34, Unexpected Revelations. Claude reveals that he is not a routinologist but an architect. Chapter 35, Full Circle. On an evening of rain and traffic jams, Camille feels good about herself, aligned. Suddenly, another car crashes into her. Luckily, Camille has just a few scratches. The woman who crashed into her apologized and burst into tears. She reminds Camille of the person she used to be in the past. Camille suggests they take a hot chocolate together. While waiting for the repair truck, she listens to her and then hands her a calling card explaining that she is a rotologist. Hope you like this summary. Please like, share, and subscribe.